I have this handout. So the most important thing, ladies and gentlemen, you're supposed to know here is that most of these prediction methods could be high-low method, regression analysis. It assumes automatically that cost per unit, like this variable cost per unit, will always remain what you call constant. Variable cost per unit will remain constant. However, in practice, especially labor costs cannot remain constant in all the stages. It's not possible. Why? Because these workers, as they produce, they gain experience. When they gain experience, what does that mean? Faster or a higher productivity. Assume today you are a carpenter. The very, very first chair you shall make will, of course, take you a longer time. Call them 10 hours to produce. If you are making the second chair, which is identical to the first chair, there is no possibility of the second chair, ladies and gentlemen, not unless you're another one in the form of a fundi. There is no possibility second chair taking you 11, 12 hours. We expect that the second chair now should take us what here? A lower duration. Yeah, the second chair should take us a lower duration. So chair number 1, perhaps 10 hours. Chair number 2, perhaps in this case here, 8 hours. Chair number 3, identical, would take us like 6 hours. So what does that mean, ladies and gentlemen? This basically means that this basically means here that as workers gain experience, efficiency improves. And if efficiency improves, the time per unit does what here? Reduces. This is what we call the learning effect. This is what we call the learning effect. So by definition, you're not writing anything because I'll be able to give you these notes. So by definition, ladies and gentlemen, when we talk of this learning curve in this case here, very, very importantly, and you're going to see this doubling path principle, that as the output increases, the cumulative average time per unit will be doing what? Somebody reducing, will be falling. So please listen. As I produce more and more, I get experience. And as I get experience, the time of the subsequent will keep on doing what? Reducing. So as cumulative output increases, I'm producing my 10th chair. I'm producing my 20th chair. The subsequent units, I expect myself to produce them much faster given the experience that I've been able to learn. So we have here conditions for this learning to take place. Very, very important. These are the same as what here? The assumptions of learning curves. Assumptions of learning curves. So number 1, there must be significant what here? Manual element. So, if it's machines that are producing machines, they are known for having fixed time. Yeah, if you are modeling some, for example, even chairs, and you are using a mechanized system. So this machine, if a machine takes 30 minutes here to produce just one chair, the second chair again will take just 30 minutes. Yeah, not unless these machines now become what here? Highly depreciated, they start slowing down. Otherwise, you're seeing, ladies and gentlemen, that for our learning curves to operate, then in this case here, the jobs you're going to be talking about should be jobs which are manually done. Leave alone even this concept of significant. We're looking at jobs that are being done by human beings. Second assumption, the task must be what here? Repetitive, like I've just mentioned here, that we have a situation where the carpenter is making what here? This kind of chairs, and is producing those chairs throughout. Is producing those chairs throughout. Oh, there is some background noise. Sorry. Sorry for that. Yeah. Very sad in this era, people have not known how to mute themselves. So we shall mute them. Very, very sad. I hope now it's much better. I don't have to begin from the very beginning because I believe amidst the noise, you guys picked up a few things here and there. So conditions for learning. Learning occurs when there is a significant manual element that these jobs must be performed manually. We are talking of what here? Human labor, manual, kazi ya mkono. Then number 2, the task must be what here? repetitive. You're making bricks, you're making bricks. Number 3, production is still at an early what year stage. Because now, ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you a question. Assuming chair number 1 has taken me 10 hours, chair number 2, similarly, repetitively, so chair number 2 takes me 8 hours, chair number 3 takes me 5 hours, chair number 4 takes me 3 hours, chair number 5 takes me 2 hours. So is it possible for me to keep on improving continuously to a level where I will start mimicking God and I will simply be pronouncing that let there be a chair and a chair comes up? It's not possible. It reaches a time when we have to do what you have to stabilize, meaning that learning will only be able to apply at what are those initial stages of production. When we are still newbies into the business, that is when we shall be able to do what you have to learn. Yeah, workforce is consistent. That, ladies and gentlemen, in this case here, yeah, if we have a college, and in this case here, we have a high labor turnover, what does that mean? When these guys go, we bring in new employees, then again, learning will have to start from the beginning. So in this case here, consistent workforce is a serious conditionality. No major breaks in production. So if, for example, you are that organization that is saying a year is to close, say, for 3 months, yeah, you break totally. When these employees come back, they won't continue from the same learning level. When these employees come back, like if it is in aviation industry, when a serious pilot gets out for these serious planes outside here, when they go out there, even if it's for 1 month leave, when they come back, they have to take some refresher course because of what here, that break. So in this case here, no major breaks in production. And of course, workers are what here? Motivated. Because if workers are not motivated, if workers are demotivated, that learning, they will not have that zeal even to produce at a higher rate. So in this case here, workers must be very, very motivated. Now we go to the formula, and I believe now that my online students are able now to hear Mwalimu very well. I believe my online students are able to hear Mwalimu very well. Great. Yeah, great. 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 So then we go to the formula. The formulas of predicting using learning curves are not really tough. No, the formula reads like this. Our y will be equal to ax raised to power b plus 1. Now you must start writing. Now we must start writing now. Our y will be equal to ax raised to power b plus 1. Raised to power b plus 1. That is our y. Where this y, this is the learning curve equation. We call it the learning curve equation. The learning curve equation. The learning curve equation. The learning curve equation. So y is the total time. Y is the total time. A is the time taken to produce the first unit. A is the time taken to produce the very first unit. The time taken to produce the very first what year? The very first unit. That is our A. A is the time taken to produce the very first unit. The very first unit. So assuming we're making our chairs, and the very first chair took us how many hours? 10 hours. Then A will be 10. Time taken to make the very first unit. All right. And then we have in this case, ladies and gentlemen, X. X is cumulative. X is cumulative. X is cumulative output. X is cumulative output. X is cumulative output. And then, ladies and gentlemen, we have our B. B will be known as our learning index. B will be known as our learning what here? Learning index. The most important thing is for us to appreciate the formula of getting this B. How do we get B? To get B, ladies and gentlemen, we take log R divided by log who? Log 2. Very important formula. Anytime they want us to spring up and give them the value of B, we shall be taking logarithm R divided by logarithm what here? 2. I'm so sure most of us, whenever we hear about these logarithms, we chicken out a little bit because logarithms perhaps were not the very best part of our mathematics. But fortunately, as here, the most important thing is to cram the formula, and then logarithms, these ones here will be solved by the calculator, and your calculators have got logarithms. Your calculators have got logarithms. So this R is a learning index. R is the 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 learning index. I can see charts here. Let me first of all read the charts. Yeah, no worries. Great. They are responding to whether they are able to follow. So log R divided by log 2. Ladies and gentlemen, let me try you here with a few examples. A few examples. If R is 80%, what will be the value of B? If R is 80%, what will be the value of B? If R is 80%, what will be the value of B? Given the formula that I've been able to show you. Given the formula that I've been able to show you. Your calculator has this log thing somewhere there. Your calculator has this log thing somewhere. Your calculator has this log thing somewhere. So my online ninjas, are they able to give me this value of B? They're telling me it is negative 0.3219. Is that okay? I doubt because my students physically seated with me here physically haven't yet confirmed this. 𝗥𝗖𝗠 has gotten a different figure. And I love such students who, whenever they get a different figure, even if they are just the only ones, odd ones out, the only ones who are odd, they will still go ahead and give us their answers. You learn a lot through being a bit different. You learn a lot through being a bit different. So what are we able to get? Yeah. So in this case here, look at this 𝗥𝗖𝗠 very well. Remember our formula, B is logarithm R over logarithm 2. So this will be logarithm of 0.8. Don't use 80. 80% is the same as 0.8. So logarithm 0.8 over logarithm what here, somebody? Logarithm 2. So you take logarithm of 0.8 over logarithm 2, which will end up giving me negative 0.32 what here, somebody? 3219 minus 0.3219. And ensure that you are able to see the logarithm and ensure that you are able to confirm, all of us, especially Mr. 𝗥𝗖𝗠, whether now you are able to get that negative 0.3219. Negative 0.3219. Are we okay now? Not yet, eh? Are you able to see the logarithm here? Or if you put over, let me check here. So we have logarithm 0.8. I know why. Your calculator, you have to put them in brackets, eh? Yeah, we want to use over. Just try. Put this in brackets. Just try putting this in brackets so that we get to learn that. The online ninjas, are they able to confirm that we are together with this negative 0.3219? Confirmed. Thank you so much, KO. Thank you so much, 𝗔𝗐𝗍. Great. So then I would want to put you to some task here, my good students. I would want to put you to some task here. I would want to put you to some task here. And really, this is the task. This is the task. This is the task. Yeah, there's some little task here that I would want us to get into. Oh, this is not very good. Just a minute. Now, the task that I would want to put you into is this, my good students. This is what I want us to do now. This is what I want us to do before we look at our past papers. This is what I want us to do. So we have now a serious example here. So we can take this as our second example. Example 2. So example two, what do we have? We have A. A is 3. We have R, which is 75%. And then we are required to determine total time of producing the first 10 units. Of course, the moment I see the language of A and the language of R, I know that they want me to use learning curve. Learning curve will be our LC. So determine total time of producing the first 10 units. Let me give you 1 minute. You try that. Example 2 is very, very easy. I'm giving you only 1 minute. You try this. Example 2 is really, really easy. Naomba ipass paper yako tafadhali, pass paper. So example 2 is really easy. Is there somebody who could be having an answer there? We compare notes for you. They don't want to talk to me. They don't want to give me an answer. These ninjas don't want to give me an answer. I don't know why, but they don't want to give me an answer, which I supposedly happen to be knowing that they have. This one, they must be having 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. I know this they have. And I can see they have been able to give me the answer here, especially the online ninjas. Physical ninjas, do you have an answer for this? Not yet, right? Everybody shall give me an answer. Everybody shall talk to me. Everybody shall give me an answer. Everybody shall talk to me. Everybody shall give me an answer. Everybody shall talk to me. If they don't talk to me, international desire. Now, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. I can see 13 charts. These ninjas online, they're giving me 11.536 Nyakeri. Faith, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So you see what these guys have been able to know. What these guys have been able to know is that for them to get, in this case here, total time, they're using this formula, y equals ax raised to power b plus who? B plus 1. We don't have a problem with A. We have every problem with B because we don't have it. We have to look for it. We must look for B. And to get B, ladies and gentlemen, we take log R divided by log what here? Log 2. So it will be log R. So the R is 0.75 divided by logarithm 2 like that, which gave us negative negative 0.415. Thank you very much. I hope my sister now you are able to get this correctly. Did you use brackets or it behaved? Okay, brackets, yeah. Great. So then once I get this B, myself, I know how to roll the wheel forward. The next thing will be for me to get to B plus who? B plus 1, the exponent, B plus 1. So we'll come here and get what we call B plus 1, which will be minus 0.415 plus 1, which will be 0. What? 585. 585. Thank you so much. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have the next thing here. Once I've been able to really identify that, we shall be able to write the formula. So our Y, I always keep on repeating these formulas, even myself, for purpose of learning. Every time I get an opportunity to repeat the formula, I write it down. Our Y will be equal to AX raised to B plus 1. So our Y will be equal to A, which in this case here have been given. Is it 3? X raised to 0.585. This exponent, I have it. And they want me to give them Y for the first who? First who? 10 units. So meaning that my X is 10. My X is 10. So this one here will be equal to 3 times 10, raised to 0.585, like that. So 3 times 10 raised to 0.585, which then will end up giving me the 11 point something thing, isn't it? 11.538 hours. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. This one, you got it on your own. I would want us to extend this question a little bit, ladies and gentlemen. I would want us to look at Roman number 2. Roman number 2 of that question up there, right? Now that we have the formula. So Roman number 2. Have you been able to raise very well? Sister, the calculator, is it behaving or misbehaving? It's behaving now. Because you say 3 times 10 and then there is a raised. Raised in some calculators, raised looks like this. Raised in some calculators looks like that. All right. So you guys should feel that I'm quite fast. Don't hesitate to tell me, because I want to cover this entire topic today, but of course I should not cover it at a higher speed at the expense of your learning. Yeah. So long as you're able to follow here and there. And then most importantly, especially wanafunzi wa online, msianze kuniingilia ati mwalimu naongea soprano leo. We. Itakuwa fire, isn't it? Very good. So number 2, I want total time for producing units 11 to units 20. And I'm so sure the students will complain that my speed is very high are those students who don't want to get involved. When I give them something to do, they don't want to do nothing. Number 2 over that. So the stem already have it. We already have the equation up there, isn't it? So now they want us to give them total time for producing units number 11 to what year, somebody? To just try it, even if you don't get it, so what? So what? You must write something. And you guys are lucky because you can discuss. And you guys are brilliant. I'm so sure you'll be able to get it. So my online ninjas, do they have this answer here? My online ninjas. So according to Sheriki, it is 5 point. Oh, Susan. Oh. Pole sana. Lakini calculator ni kidogo sana. Alafu unajua Susan, simu yako, acha nikuambie siri nyingine Susan. Simu yako iko na scientific calculator. Mimi nakwambia ukweli kabisa. Got an answer? Susan, kuna vile ukiguza calculator yako Kuna vile ukiguza kakiti yako Susan, kuna mahali ukiguza, how I wish somebody can even send them that information kwa WhatsApp. Kuna vile ukitilt simu yako tukakiletea simu, iko na raised, it has even cosine, it has even theta, it has everything. It has everything. Your employer will not be able to know that you are in class. Hauna kuwa unafinya simu lakini kumbe tuko class. All right. So can I try it? But I haven't seen you go out. Already you have some suggestion. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is really interesting. So solution. So they want me to give them y10 to what here somebody? No, not 10, not 10, not 10, not 10. It is y what here somebody? 11 to 20, isn't it? 11 to 20 like that. Y 11 to 20. Is that okay? So you see, ladies and gentlemen, learning curve is a cumulative learning or cumulative experience stuff. Cumulative. So there is no way you can now tell me that now, Mwalimu, you know what? There are 10 units in between. Then now our X will be 10. No. Here, we need to expand this. How do we get to expand this? I will come and talk of Y. First, what here, somebody? 20 units. So when I say Y first 20, you see I began counting from 1, 2, 3, up to 20. All of them cumulatively. Then I come and cut out the unwanted. So the unwanted units, ukiangalia kitu na macho undani kabisa. Ni gani unwanted? The first how many which are unwanted? First 10. You can't tell me 11. You can't tell me 11. I'm so sure there is a ninja saying 11. No. It has to be first 10. You can see where they're cutting this thing from. They're cutting, you see their whole numbers. They're starting to count from 11 kwenda mbele. So the first 10, ndio kuna shida, isn't it? So nikisema Y first 20, I've been able to encapsulate everything, put everything in that capsule from 1 to 20, but we know that this examiner does not want the first 10. So in this case here, minus Y first, what here? Minus Y first 10, like that. Minus Y first 10. So that is akin to saying 11 to 20. That is akin to saying 11 to 20. Is that okay? Now, my good students, please remember how my equation was looking like. My equation was Y equals 3x raised to power 5.85. So now I want to fit into this. So now I will come and say 3, I put in brackets. 3, I put in brackets because you see this A applies both for first 20 and first what? 10. So I'll put 3 outside brackets, and then I come and now consider my quantities. My quantities, the first one is x20 raised to 0.585, minus the second one, which is 10 raised to 0.585, like that, which then will end up giving me what figure? 3 times, open brackets, 3 times. My brother, I saw you had an answer initially. Is this the answer that you got? We shall overcome, but you tried. You tried. My sister ulikuwa umepata kitu kama hiyo. But you tried, right? Most importantly is that we tried. So in this case here, we have 5 point. We have here 5 point what here? 5.769, isn't it? Hours, like that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. But this expansion thing, I'm not really trusting you with it. There are things you can't trust in this case here with some people. I can only trust you with this after you've done your exams. But for now, I choose not to trust you. I would want to see how you are expanding this. We must know how to expand this, all of us. If you're given like Y, 38 to 57, can you kindly expand this for me? Before I choose to trust you, can you kindly expand this for me? Y 38 to 57. Y 38 to 57. Please don't forget our tomorrow's AMA class. We agreed you'll join online, or you can also come physically here because I'll be teaching from here. Do we come here? I think so, right? Then I can provide bus fare, right? If I provide bus fare, will you come? I want company here. So tomorrow shall be having AMA right from 9:30 all the way to 1, double session. 9:30 all the way to 1, Finish learning curves, we finish regression analysis, then straight away we go to inventory, which we agreed you are to watch some videos. So some guys have been able to expand this. I've forgotten your names. Is it that I forgot your names or you never told me your names? Is it Nasra? Da? G? Or you say sahau yo? Gano eje? Brian, you say sahau. Karen, you say sahau. Yeah, Karen, Gano, and Brian. Have you been able to expand this? Itakuwa y first 57 minus y first who? 37. Wanafunzi wengi wanachop 38. I've never understood why. And yet 38 is in the required output. Ukisema minus 38 unaitoa, and yet it's supposed to be in the required output like that. Let me see what my online students have there. Or they even got, no. That's okay. I just wanted to see you guys expanding, which is very, very good. Let's go to example 3. Example 3 now. This third example is tough. Hii paka uweke mawe. Hii ni tough. Hii ni tough. Hii ni tough. So A is 100 hours. 100 hours. R is 0.6 or 60%. So required time for the 10th unit. 10th unit. Time for the 10th unit. I'm giving you exactly 5 minutes. Time for the 10th unit. I'm giving you exactly 10, not 10 minutes, but 2 minutes, I mean. Time for the 10th unit. Time for the 10th unit. Gano, is that a real name or a nickname? Is that your real, genuine name? Kama 𝗖𝗶𝗶𝗵. You say sahau hiyo. Great. Answer gotten? Not yet. Just andika chini hata ukikosea Brian iko shida gani? We learn best through making mistakes. We learn best through making mistakes. All right. So time for the 10th unit. So what do we have here? So here, remember, the first thing you must get the learning curve parameters. So we have our A. Our A has been given. And what does this A stand for? What does this A stand for? Time taken to produce the first unit, yeah. So A is 100. B, I will get it by taking log R divided by log 2. So this will be log 0.6 divided by log who? Which will end up giving us a negative 0.7370. Thank you so much. And once I get this, then I will be able to come here and provide the index. Remember, the formula is the same. We know that our y should be equal to ax raised to b plus what here? For getting total time. So then our y will be equal to a which is what here? A we know. No. Before I go there, I should be able to get b plus 1. So it is minus 0.7370 plus 1, which give you guys what figure? 0.263, yeah, or 30. Thank you so much. And therefore, our y will be equal to a which is what here? 100, x raised to 0.263. I'm so sure some of us, when we spoke of the 10th unit, you simply went and substituted there x for 10. If you do that, you'll be giving us total time for the first 10 units. You see, these are cumulative experience model. So in the talk of 10th unit, that needs some expansion kind of. That needs some expansion kind of. So we know that y 10th unit will be equal to y first who? Y first 10 minus y? Niko peke yangu. First 9, yes. So abracadabra, when they say y 10th unit, it will be y first what here, somebody? Minus y first. Yeah, 10th. You see, 10th is only 1 unit, right? Yeah. Y first 10 minus y first 9. Is what, Gano, is that what you did? We shall overcome, right? So long as you attempted doing it, so long as you attempted doing this, and then now we are doing it correctly, you are learning. I'm so sure even there must be some online students who never got this right. Yeah, so when they talk of y 10th unit, we can't say Sylvia. What do you mean? Are you guys able to see my board? Are you guys able to see my board? The screen is blank. Sorry for that. What happened? What happened? International disaster. International disaster. International disaster. Let me know once you are able to see the screen now. Let me know once you are able to see the screen. Thank you so much. Sherry Gee, be rich, my friend. Yes, thank you so much. So when they talk of y 10th, it will be y first 10 minus y first what year? First 9. So Kelvin is saying here that we blame Ruto. Oh, I sympathize with Ruto, really. I sympathize with this gentleman. Everything, you want to blame him. No. There are things he's doing right. There are things he's doing right. So then, having expanded this, we can now put 100 outside, isn't it? We can come and put 100 outside. X is 10 here, raised to 2.63, minus 9 there, raised to 2.63, like that. Which then gave you what at the end of the day? It's only one guy who is getting it right. 5.00 what here? 5.005, right? Brian ampati kitu kwa nini? And ukisema tu 100 times open brackets, that figure raised minus that figure raised. Ni hivyo, eh? Great. Let me see other online guys, what they are saying here. what they're saying here. I don't want to listen to Kelvin. If Kelvin doesn't get these figures, he's blaming our president. The president must be carrying. It is 5.008, 5.008. Thank you so much. Now, example number 4. Example number 4. Great. So we are given here example 4. Before we look at our past papers, example 4, A is 50, R is 85%. Yeah. R is 85%. And then we are told that learning curve stabilizes on the 12th unit. On the 12th unit. So we are required to determine the total time, for producing 25 units. The first 25 units for producing the first 25 units. The first 25 units. Determine the total time for producing the first 25 units. Abracadabra, abracadabra, abracadabra. Determine the total time for producing the first 25 units. If you get this, I will know that you are a genius. And the geniuses should be given very good presents, isn't it? How many minutes do I give you to do this question? How many minutes do I give you to do this question? 3? 10? 5, eh? Remember, the learning curve is stabilizing. The learning curve stabilizes on the 12th unit. Mm-hmm. 12th unit is the unit of stabilization. Do you know the meaning of stabilization? Oh, yes. So we finished the interviews for the RCM students, yeah, for the internships, yeah, and we were able to take 11 interns. 11 interns. So I discovered most of you, technically, you are good. But now there are 2 things you're not following your father in. Number 1, you're not following Mwalimu here, the CPA Chief Ninja, in terms of Excel knowledge. Most of you who came for the interviews, your Excel was wanting. Hamjui VLOOKUP, pivot tables. How comes mimi nilijua kitu nikiwa mdogo sana? Nauliza mwanafunzi na anafanya advanced level, what is a pivot table? Hajui, hajaisikia. Nyinyi mshasikia pivot table? Gano. Then number 2, I also discovered that you guys have to put in quite a lot in terms of what here. We have to put in quite a lot in terms of our public speaking skills. Most of us are not good communicators. The first thing that you have to do anytime you go for an interview, you shall never really be worried. No. You should always have that kind of a stone face. You should be able to look at the interviewers right through their eyes. Confidence really is key. So even if you are not taken up for the job, will you die? You've never died. You've never had this job and you have not died. You are existing. So even if I don't get it, so what? I'm just going to give it my very best shot. Should I get the job, the better. If I don't get it, there are other opportunities outside there. I shall never fear. I shall never fear. So then that would mean that when we close a school, we need to really put up very strong public speaking classes. But we shall talk about that after our exams. For now, that is it. For now, what we're doing is this here. So Magdalene says that 253, Birechi, 250 something, Pius, 252. Online students already have some answers. They may not be correct. They may not be correct. And I love that. Myself, I'm not a worshiper of perfectionism. No, no. Imperfection. To be perfect is very, very costly. If you aspire perfectionism in life, you will not go anywhere. Your family will break. Colleagues at the workplace, relationships will break. So long as you're able to do like 60, 70%, you're doing very well. You're putting in the effort. QQQ 252. Seems this 252 is the correct figure. Seems 252 is the correct figure. I love somebody who is really going the other side of the world, giving us 600 watt here, quite a huge figure, but at least you have tried. And I know this Zay must be Zaytun. Zay must be Zaytun. Great. 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 How many hours did you get? 615, close to 620. How about you, my sister? 587, at least you've gotten an answer. How about you, Gano? If you've not gotten any answer, you tell me 0. 21. There is somebody else who is getting 21 like you. You're not alone. My sister, the far end there, are you able to get any answer? We shall overcome, don't worry. All right. So then allow me to demonstrate something very important. So we have 25 units. 25 units. Great. So it means that the first 12 units, we shall use learning curve. This one, we use the learning curve. And then the last 13. Where have I gotten 13 from? Because we are talking of water 25. So the last 13, we use stability time at stability time. Now let me count some of us out. Is there somebody who just got an answer by saying X is 25 automatically? They simply substituted X is 25 in the learning equation. No. All of us, we did it the right way, isn't it? So then, if I'm the one doing this question, this is the first thing that I will do. This is the first thing that I will do. I will come here and calculate A. A already, I have it. A, they have told us A is what? 50, eh? A is 50. A is 50. Then I will get B. I know the formula of B is log R divided by log who? Log 2. So it will be log who, somebody here? 0.85 over log who, which gave you guys negative 0.2345. Now, after I get B, I know the next course of action, the next step should be for me to come and get B plus 1, which will be minus 2.345 plus 1 that I gave you guys, 0.7655. Thank you so much. So therefore, I have my equation now here. So y equals, remind me, A was what here? 50, eh? X raised to 0.7655. Whenever I hear a question has got time for stability, what we call stable time, the very first thing that I need to do then is to get this stability time, always. So go ahead and give us the stability time. This is very important. Which is the time for which unit here, somebody? The 12th unit. Time for the 12th unit. Which Brian you're able to get there? Yeah, time for the 12th unit. What do we do here? This needs expansion. So it will be y first 12 minus y first who? 11. Karen, I can see you're writing very fast. Is that what you did? We shall overcome. We shall overcome. So y first 12 minus y first 11. So fortunately, we have an equation. And this 50 is common to both. So I will be able to write the 50 outside. I'll be able to write the 50 outside. So then 12 here raised to 0.7655 minus 11 raised to 0.7655, which then will end up giving us a what answer? 21.588 hours. So is there somebody who is able to confirm online ninjas? 21.58, 21.59, pretty cool. Great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That is really nice of you. That is really, really nice of you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, remember my tree of my production. We said our production is 25 units. First 12, use learning curve. And learning curve is y equals 50 x raised to 0.7655. This first 12 does not need any expansion. So we write it the way it is. This does not need any expansion because it's first 12. So it will be 50 into 12 raised to 0.7655, which will be equal to who? 50 times 12 raised to that, which will be equal to who? 335. My online guys. So my online guys, are they able to get that 335 point something? 03, eh? 03. And then now we have the last two. The last 13, we are saying at stability time. At stability time. So it will be 13 times that stability time of 21.588, which gave us now what figure? 280.645. 644. So please now give me the total time for first 25 units. 615.674. 674. That is the correct answer. So can you kindly do me a favor, especially the students who are getting like 200 hours, 100 hours. Kama unaweza tafadhali shika masikio, nataka ujichune masikio ndio sikawahi sahau tena. Especially the ones who are getting like 200, you know, that was really far away. That was really, really far away. Mwalimu sitajichuna sawa. The most important thing is learning. Has learning taken place? Have you now known what you shall do in an exam situation? Gano alipata hiyo kweli? Utaka kujichuna wewe. All right. Have we understood this? Have we understood? And by the way, is even one student who got it right? Oh, Brian got it right, eh? Very good. Brian shall get my present today. Brian shall get my present today. Brian shall get my present today. Also, QQ got it, but because QQ, we don't know who this person is, shall not get my present. How do you call yourself Q, 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 Q? Many question marks. Huyo sheri tusimpatie. Amekosa kujitambulisha. Ni nani huyu? Ni nani huyu? Ni nani huyu? Jina yako ni gani? Jina yako ni gani? All right. Now, my good students, just one question and then we get out of this. I would want all of us to go straight away to our past papers and get to do this question now. December 2022. December 2022. Question, December 2022. December 2022. Question number 3B. Question number 3B. December 2022. Question number 3, boy. December 2022. Question number 3, boy. December 2022. Question number 3, boy. So this one, yeah, for sure, I owe QQ a present, and I owe the gentleman called Brian here a present. But I mean, there can't be a bigger present than what somebody will be able to get if they get this past paper question correct. This one here. So question number 3B. Aha. Gano hauna yako nataka mshare past paper mo utatumia because I want to use this. Yeah. Huyu yako nayo Karen. So this one, if you will be the first one to get it right, I'm so sure your today's lunch will be sorted out big time. Big time. And of course, you know that when I decide to buy you lunch, it is not in these small hotels here. And by the way, it's only the day students have never bought lunch, right? Otherwise, the evening students, tulikula lunch Sarova Stanley. Evening students, ulikula na mimi lunch huko Sarova. Ulikuwa, great, great. So day students, or you owe me. I owe you, eh? So wewe pata correct hii, hautakula viazi kwa hapa nje leo. Utakula pale pazuri sana. Mahali hawezi kubali kule ugali kwa mkono. Lazima utumie cutlery. Cutlery. December 2022, question number 3B. So I'm also going to do it, and then we compare answers. I'm doing it as well, and then we see who will be able to do it pretty fast. Ignore the formula given in note 10. Ignore that formula. Use our formula of y equals ax raised to power b plus 1. All right. All right. Now I think we should be able to do this question very well. So they want us to give them the learning curve index and what here? Model for 4 marks. So when they want us to give them the learning curve index and model for those number of marks, first of all, those marks are really exaggerated. Yeah, because basically what they want us to define for them is y equals ax raised to power b plus what here? B plus 1. That is what they want us basically to give them, right? Now, ladies and gentlemen, we know the index is b, which will be log r divided by log who? Log 2. Log r divided by log 2. So what is the learning rate here? I'm alone. What is the learning rate here? 0.8. All over log 2. Which then will end up giving us what figures? Negative 0.3219. Then how about b plus 1? Plus 1. That will end up giving me 0.6781. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And therefore, my y will be equal to ax raised to b plus 1. So remember, a is time taken to produce the first what? Batch, not unit. This time around, they're producing in batches. If you read this question very well, Maono Limited is investigating the financial viability of a new what year? A new product branded ZEM. Product ZEM is short life product over how many months? 6 months. The following estimated information is available in respect of product ZEM. Sales should be 10,000 units per month in batches of 100 units on a just-in-time production basis. So we produce today and sell immediately. Produce and sell, produce and sell. Just-in-time means that we are not producing for purposes of what here? Warehousing, no storage, no inventory. We don't believe in inventory of raw materials, inventory of finished goods, nothing. So if you're going to sell 10,000 per month, then you must produce 10,000 per month. Number 2, an average selling price of 120,000 per batch of 100 units is expected for a 6-month life cycle. An 80% learning curve will apply for the first 6 months life cycle period. The labor requirement for the first batch in month 1 will be what here, somebody? Are you able to see that A for the first batch is 500? Therefore, our Y then will be equal to A 500 x raised to 0.6781, like that. And then remember, X is cumulative quantity. Cumulative quantity, which in this case here will be 10,000, that is per month for 6 months. And we are producing this in batches of 100 units. Remember, you have to do the whole life cycle, 6 months. The whole life cycle, which has 6 months. So then this one here gave you what here, somebody? 600 batches. 600 batches. Fortunately, there is nothing like stabilizing. Hawajasema kwamba tutafika 200 unit with stabilize. Nothing like that. Nothing like that. Nothing like that. So then I should be able to get the total time for the first 600. So total time for first 600. First 600 batches. This will be Y. First 600, which will be 500 times 600 raised to 0.6782. At least if they had asked us to give them total time for the first 600, then that would really be adequate for the 4 marks. But just getting that Y equals no. So Y first 600 is just somebody who was able to reach here. How many do we have here, ladies and gentlemen? 38,267. 38,267.88 hours. Is that what you guys got, Brian? I'm an international disaster. In the same semester, most students were working with like 100 to be X. They forgot that that 10,000 units, which is equivalent of 100 batches, is per month. And as we want to look at the entire thing for how many months? 6 months. Entire thing for 6 months. So I suppose that is now very okay. Nilitoa wapi 6. Good. Yeah. Thank you so much. Remember, we are told note number 1. Yeah. Sales should be 10,000 units per month in batches of 100 units on a just-in-time production basis. Kuna mara wamesema 6 months. Soma part B, mwanzo. Maono Limited is investigating the financial viability of a new product branded 𝗀𝗲. Product 𝗀𝗲 is a short life product of 6 months. So that's where I got my 6 from. And then they told me that sales should be not 1, sales should be 10,000 units per month in batches of what year? 100 units. So meaning that every month we are producing 100 batches. So then for the entire, because they want us to give them for the entire life cycle, we look at Roman 2. Roman 2, compute the cost gap or cost savings in the target cash flow or product 𝗀𝗲 over its entire 6 months life what year cycle. So 6 months, so it will be 6 times 100 batches. That's how I got my 600 batches. Oui. Okay, so are we together up to here, ladies and gentlemen? Are we together somehow up to here? My online ninjas, are we together? My online ninjas are not talking to me. They are not talking to me. All right. Thank you so much. So I can even finish it right here by telling the examiner the total labor cost. Total labor cost. I just finish it. So therefore, total labor cost. Total labor cost. So this will be labor hours. Labor hours times cost per hour. Is there somebody who is able to see cost per hour? You can see this 500 per hour, isn't it? So times 500. From note number 4, it is 500 per hour. So this will give us total labor cost of what here? Now, a lot of money. If I get this money today, I will not be here teaching you. 19,133,140 140 like that. 940 Kenya shillings. Kenya shillings. Kenya shillings. So up to there, I suppose we are together. Now I can go to part B. So part B, first of all, we have to get our profit, isn't it? Let's get our profit. Let's get our profit. How do we get our profit? Let's get our profit here. So to get in part B, before we get the cost savings, let's first of all, in this case here, get our income statement. Income statement. And before I do this income statement, there is one working I would want us to put down together. There is one working, which is material cost. Once I have this, then the income statement will be very easy for me, the material cost. So what have they told us about material cost? What they have told us about material cost in note number 6, direct material input will be 50,000 per batch. For the first what year, somebody? 200 batches, isn't it? So in this case here, we have first 200 batches. So it will be 200 times what year, somebody? 50,000, isn't it? Remember us, we have got how many batches? 600. Over the entire life cycle, we have 600. So 200 times 50,000, which will give me? $10 million. So this will be 10 million. Is that okay? And then now we have been told there about the second batch. Second 200 batches. Next. Use next. Use next. Next 200 batches. Next 200 batches. What have they told us about these next 200 batches? They have told us that the next 200 batches are expected to cost 90% of the initial batch cost. So it will be 90%. The initial batch was costing 50,000. So this will be 90% of 50,000, which will be what here, somebody? 45,000 per batch. So this will be 200 times 45,000, which will end up giving us what figure? 1 million. 9 million. 9 million. And then now we have the last what here, somebody? The last 200 batches. Yeah, we did this working separately. So the last 200 batches, what have they told us there? Yeah, all batches thereafter will be costing us 90% of the batch cost for each of the second. So in this case here, we talk of 90% of what? Over? Okay, the best thing work kwanza per batch, so this can be different, 90% of 45,000 of this one, isn't it? Of course, I understand what she's saying. You end up getting the same answer, but it's good to be careful because this could be like last 180. Yeah. So 90% of 45,000, that gives us what here, somebody? 4,500, which will be 200 times 4,500, which will end up giving us what figure? 8.1 million. So the total material cost is 27.1 million. 27.1 million. Let me see the comments from my students here. What are they telling me? Yeah, great. They now get ahead and they give us, ladies and gentlemen, our income statement. Get ahead. So they had written this initially, but just to make things clear, you have to write their income statement, of which you shall start with sales revenue. Sales revenue. Are you able to see our sales revenue? Sales revenue, they gave us a figure of average selling price of 120,000 per batch. And they've got how many batches in total? 600 times 120,000. 72 million, 72 million. And then we say less costs. So less cost. We begin with which cost there, material cost. Fortunately, material cost, you had given me a figure, 27 million. Thank you so much. Then we have labor cost. Fortunately, we have everything. We have everything. Labor cost, 19 million, 133, 940. Yeah. And then we have variable overheads. What have they told us about absorption of variable overheads? Per labor hour. Fortunately, we have the labor hours. Do you remember them? So it'll be 200 times the labor hours ambao ni ngapi? 38. 267.88 like that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So 200 times 38, 267.88, 76, 53, 5, 76. Because we are looking for profits, it'll also be nice for us to bring on board the fixed overheads, isn't it? So have they given me any note on fixed overheads? How much? Per month. So for 6 months. So it'll be 1.5 million times 6, which gave you guys what figure? 9 million. Which then will be able to give me my net who? Our net profit. Usually in this question, they never asked for profit. I don't know why I reasoned that way, although we have learned quite a lot doing the profit thing. $9 million. 112. 9112.44. Okay. 9112.484, like that. 9112.484 is the profit that we are expecting to do what here to get. But you see now here, if you look at Roman 2, I've basically done 90%. If you look at Roman 2, they want us to compute the cost gap. Yeah, cost gap. You see, cost gap, you must give us the desired what here? Cost, the targeted cost. And then the estimated cost. Estimated cost now, you'll only take these ones, eh? Yeah, you'll only get total of this. Yeah. You'll only get total of that. Yeah. So to get the target cost, which I would want you guys now to do, yeah, we shall be able to start from there tomorrow at exactly 9 what year? 9:30 in the morning. Everybody should have gotten that cost gap. Cost gap. So tomorrow, for those about 4 hours, I'll be doing, what will I be doing? I'll be doing regression analysis, which is the last part of forecasting. Otherwise, thank you very much. See you tomorrow at exactly 9:30. All the best and good afternoon. Thank you so much. All right. Will it be every day? Scroll juu kidogo. Okay. I don't know where. The very best is to make the board a little bit smaller. Yeah. Great. 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 Will it be every day? Almost every day, yes. Almost every day. Don't miss tomorrow's morning class. Devin Mochere is asking for the gift for those 2 students. Which students are these? O'Brien and the QQQ. Brian and the QQQ. Yeah. Musiende basi, 1 minute and a random 1 extra. Aya, nipatie dakika moja nichukue simu yangu basi. So the gift for the two students, you'll be able to give Brian 500 bob. This student calling themselves QQQ. What is your number? What is your phone number? Brian is here. Yeah, 500 bob. The student calling themselves QQQ. Where is your number? The student calling themselves QQQ. Yeah, this is the second number, 500 shillings. Unfortunately, 500 shillings cannot give you a very good meal in a fine restaurant. But it's better. It's better than nothing, isn't it? It's better than nothing. Go about it kindly. So somebody enrolled for blocks, but LMS, everything is locked. Even a classes, how do I go about it kindly? So please, you should be able to reach out to me. I hope you have my number, admin. After this. And then I'll be able to sort you out. No, they have my number. I believe they have my number. 0721-620. I hope they have my number. 0721-620-183. Please text me. Text me. Otherwise, thank you very much. Be blessed and bye-bye. Bye. Hujatuma bado kwa huyu. QQ hajapata bado. QQ apate. Onye. Ni hivyo ya. Na sababu nimeona hapa Mochere hapa juu. So it must be the student who is using two gadgets to join the class. Okay. So Mochere, I believe you've gotten it. Thank you so much.